Hey everybody, let's get ready for the literature Keystone. The test content is split into two modules. The first is about a work of fiction. The second is about nonfiction. Each can have up to 2 passages, 2 sets of multiple choice questions, and 1 to 2 constructed responses. The questions on the test range in difficulty from level 1 being recall, like being able to identify a metaphor, all the way up to being able to tell why that author intended to use that specific metaphor, what they were trying to accomplish. The test format has both multiple choice questions and constructed responses. The multiple choice questions give you 4 answer options and should take you from 1 to 1.5 minutes to answer. The constructed response questions should take you about 10 minutes to write. You do have extended time to finish this test should you need it. To the right here, you see the scoring guidelines for constructed responses. You may receive either a 3, a 2, or a 1, or a 0, but that's unlikely. And we'll get into the specifics of what people are looking for to give you a 3. Keywords to keep in mind for scoring a 3. You want to be clear, complete, accurate, relevant, and specific. You may be asked to explain, analyze, describe, or compare. You may also be asked to do more than one of these things. If you are, you cannot score a 3 unless you do all of the tasks. So let's practice. I'm going to click through 3 separate slides on which there's a story about a dog. It's called Another Dog. You should pause this video so that you are able to read each of these slides and then do your best to answer the multiple choice questions that follow. Here's the first part of the story. Okay, so hopefully you took time to read all of the parts of the story. Let's look at the first multiple choice question. Read the sentence from the passage. Under this great archway, then, against one of these doors, his big paws just inside the shadow line, for it was not winter, but a brilliant summer morning, the grass all dusted with powdered diamonds, the sky a turquoise, the air a joy. Under this archway, I say, sat a big St. Bernard dog, squat on his haunches, his head well up, like a guard. What is the effect of the imagery used to describe the scene? Number 2. Which word is a synonym for the word inquisitive? Number 3. Read the sentence from the passage. The way he looked at you from under his eyebrows, not eagerly nor furtively, but with a self-possessed, competent air, quite like a captain scanning a horizon from the bridge, watching the shifting crowds from one of the little stone circles anchored out in the rush of the boulevards, a look of authority backed by a sense of unlimited power. Which feeling is suggested by the use of the word competent? Number 4. Read the sentence from the passage. And with all this, and quite naturally, he was a dog of breeding, who, while he insisted on his own rights, respected those of others. Which sentence from the passage best supports this characterization of the Danish hound? Number 5, read the sentence from the passage. With his tail still wagging, showing his kindness and willingness to oblige, but with spine rigid and hair bristling, he explained clearly and succinctly to that strange dog how absolutely impossible it would be for him to permit his crossing the archway. Which inference about the St. Bernard is best supported by the sentence? Number 6. How does the author use monologue in the next to last paragraph to help develop the character of the St. Bernard? Number 7. Throughout the passage, the author refers to the St. Bernard as the concierge. What is the effect of this personification? Number 8. How does the author's style affect the mood of the passage? Last multiple choice question, number 9. Which characteristic of the passage is more commonly associated with fiction than with nonfiction? Okay, so let's look at the constructed response question. Analyze how the use of personification helps the author achieve his purpose for writing the passage. Use information from the passage to support your analysis. It would probably be worth it to stop for a moment and think about how you might decide to answer this question. And next, we'll look at some sample answers and think about how they would be scored. How would you score this response? How would you score this response? And finally, how would you score this response?